Oh, what chapter are we doing?
8. Right? Or we do the VII with their freaking numbers.
That's 7.
No, it's 8.
VIII is what I meant sometimes.
Like wilds that were in the 5th circle, but there's
Yeah.
like 20-something chapters left, you know?
Right?
what?
Dante's taking a sweet time.
How many circles are there?
9.
9,
Okay.
10.
That's what I thought. So there's a lot after that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they like go like deep.
Wait, no, don't tell me. Don't tell me.
So what happens exactly is so Dante's in hell.
Yeah, I got that part.
Oh, dude, you're basically there then.
Yeah, we went through the gate. We're in the 5th circle now.
So many circles.
Intemperance and indignation, the wrathful and sullen, Styx,
Mhm.
the city of Dis.
This.
Which is very apt because this entire chapter, at least most of it, is just an enormous diss track towards this one guy that
One guy.
hated.
He
He's not
hates
an
it.
important guy at all, or he does not have any relevance to anything. Dante just really hated him and thought he was a big asshole.
And also another side note, this means Pluto, who is Hades.
Oh, okay.
I wonder how they got Dis.
Good question. Didn't look that far. I was like, cool. Good to know.
Who remembers the last chapter?
That was the one, right?
Yeah, it was that one with the stuff that happened.
Memories, man. Crazy.
I know, it's so crazy how we all remember the things that happened. So it was like the people that were going back and forth in a circle, like pushing these big weights and just smashing into each other.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Because that was going to be bumper cars and the spa.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. We had a lot of tangents. We had a lot of tangential conversations.
A lot of tangential stuff.
Yeah.
I gotta say, the more we frame it through the amusement park, the better I remember it, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, so people that cheated people, right?
Yeah, and a lot of
They
them were
bump
like
in.
priests who just like hoarded wealth.
Yeah, they're just big bumping, and Dante's like, "Why y'all bumping?"
Virgil, why they bumping?
Bumping Virgil is like, "Yo, Dante, let me give you some facts. They bumped in life, they bump in afterlife. It's the circularity of the flow."
Yeah.
Poetry.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Virgil said that exactly.
It was the word for word, dude.
So at the end of that chapter, we ended up at the foot of a tower, and so now we're picking back up where we left off. I say, continuing, that long before we ever reached the lofty tower's foot, our eyes had upward toward its summit turned, because of 2 small flames we there saw placed, and of another answering from so far that hardly could mine eyesight make it out. So before they even get close to the tower, they look up and they see all the way at the top of the tower, there's these 2 little flames lit. It never really gets explained what those flames mean, but it's assumed it's like there are 2 souls passing by here, you know.
Oh, that's cool.
That like it's announcing Dante and Virgil passing through. Then to all wisdom see, I turned around and said, so Dante uses again another like really epic classical style when he refers to Virgil as all wisdoms see, which is the kind of honorific that they would have used in classics.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
So Dante turns to Virgil and he has a question, as usual.
What saith this, and what replies that other fire? And who are they that made it?
And he to me,
upon the filthy waves, thou canst already see what is expected, unless the marshes fog conceal it from thee.
bowstring there shot an arrow from itself that sped away so swiftly through the air as I beheld a slender little boat come toward us through the water thereupon, under the guidance of a single boatman who shouted,
Thou art caught now, wicked soul.
Oh,
Phlegyas.
Oh, Phlegyas.
Said my master then.
This time thou criest out in vain. No longer shalt thou have us, than while we cross the swamp.
Like one who listens to a great deceit practiced upon him and who then resents it, So Phlegyas in his stifled wrath became. So Dante turns to Virgil, is like, Virgil, what are all those fires in the tower and the one far away that's like talking to it? And Virgil's like, just wait, bruh, like there's look over there. And Dante looks and there's his boat just like whipping toward them. And Dante's like, oh. And Phlegyas is there and he's like, I'm gonna get you. We're gonna get in your boat, you're gonna take us across, and then we're gonna go, and you're not gonna have us anymore. And Phlegyas is like, that's not fair. My leader then went down into the boat and had me enter after him, and only when I was in it did it laden seem. So basically, Virgil's a shade. He doesn't have mass because he's just a spirit. So he gets in the boat and nothing happens. Dante gets in the boat and it goes sinks down.
Dante's fat.
Yeah, people are fatter than spirits, I guess.
Yo.
People are fatter than something that doesn't exist.
You have to live with that forever.
It's really funny because a lot of these little these details that Dante's including, he's including as sort of like, here's proof that this really happened. Like he's kind of creating all of these little details to convince people that this is a true story.
So I thought about it.
Yeah. He's like, you never believe what happened. And like, why would I even bring that up if it didn't really happen to me?
Right. Like, I'm telling you, there was physics down there. It was crazy.
And a lack thereof.
And the lack thereof.
Soon as my leader and I were in the boat, the ancient prow goes on its way and cuts more water than with others in its wont. So basically, again, the boat that they're in has sunk much deeper than all the other boats around them because no other boat in this whole place is carrying an actual alive human being. While we were speeding through this stagnant trench, one stood before me filled with mud and said,
Now who art thou that comest ere this thy time?
Even though I come, I stay not. But who art thou that art become so foul?
Oh, I lied. This is not Phlegyas.
Yeah, this is the other guy.
Yeah.
This is the guy he hates.
This is Filippo, and Dante hates Filippo.
Filippo Argenti.
Okay.
He answered,
As thou seest, I'm one who weeps.
Keep
I was
weeping.
like, who are you? And Filippo Argenti's like, I'm a guy who's crying.
I'm crying.
Then I to him,
In sorrow and in grief mayst thou, accursed spirit, here remain. For thee I know, all filthy though thou be.
so Filippo's like, I'm a guy that's crying. My life sucks. My afterlife sucks. And Dante's like, you better cry. I hate you. You're terrible. I hope you cry forever.
Like a second ago, he's like, "Oh, who are you? You look so ugly." He's like, "Oh, what is up with you?" And then he's like, "I'm the one that cries." Like, "Oh, you're him!" Like that.
What?
Immediately gets, who is this?
Yeah, I was like, he doesn't know him, right?
He's like, "Oh, who are you?" I cry. It's like, "Oh my God, it's Filippo."
Then toward the boat he stretched out both his hands. My wary teacher therefore thrust him off, saying,
Away there with the other dogs.
and
Ugh,
with
I
his
hate it.
arms he then embraced my neck and kissed my face and said,
Blessed be she who pregnant was with thee, indignant soul. He was a haughty person in the world, nor is there any goodness, or goddess probably, which adorns his memory. Hence his shade is furious here. How many now up yonder think themselves great kings, who here shall be like pigs in mire, leaving behind them horrible contempt.
and I said,
Teacher, I'd be greatly pleased to see him get a ducking in his broth before we issue from the marshy lake.
and he to me,
Thou shalt be satisfied before the shore reveal itself to thee. 'Tis meet that thou enjoy a wish like that.
so by his meat, Virgil's basically saying it's right and appropriate that
Okay.
I want that to happen. So basically what happens here is Filippo comes up to the boat and he's like, hey, who are you? And is coming to check out what's going on. And Dante's like, I don't know, who are you? And Filippo's like, obviously a sad guy. And Dante's like, oh, you, I hope you're sad forever.
I hope you're sad forever.
Filippo tries to climb into the boat. He like reaches out his arms. And then Virgil's like, no, get out. You're not allowed, and just like beats him off of the boat. And then basically Virgil like sees that Dante hates this dude and is like, yes, Dante, you're so smart to hate this dude.
We're just like, finally you get it. This is like the first instance where like Dante's finally being like, Virgil's always like, stop pitying them. Dante's like, oh my god, poor them. Stop pitying them. Oh my god, poor them. Then finally he's like, yo, I hate him. We're just like, yes, Queen.
Definitely. Because all the other ones are just like, oh, that sucks so bad. What they're going through is so terrible. And I still think of them as human beings. And then Dante sees this one dude whose face he hates. He hates his stupid face, and he sees his stupid face climbing out of the mud. He's like, oh, you? Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
These people deserve everything they're getting.
I was like looking at this, and like, I guess this is the first time you see character development in Dante in Hell. Like, he's finally moved to the next level of Virgil's been telling him to do this. Stop pitying, like, they deserve this. This is
not
divine
currently asking if he's supposed to be here.
Exactly. But it's kind of like fitting, because I was curious, like, I heard the name Filippo many times before, and I was wondering, like, why? And, like, this guy, first of all, like, he has a long reputation of being a dick. Starting with, like, his name, Argenti, is all about how he flexed all his silver, and then he covered his horses in silver.
Yeah, he made silver horseshoes for all his horses, and they just like walk around on silver horseshoes.
Only to flex. And he was like in other literary works, like it was like Boccaccio, and he was just like his angry.
Hated this guy so much.
Everyone hated him. Boccaccio hated him too, and like he was like, he's an angry little brat. And then I was wondering, like, why does Dante hate him? Apparently, Filippo slapped Dante when they were in Florence together. And Dante's been like salty about that. But then when Dante left, Filippo sent his brother to get Dante's stuff while Dante was in exile. So he stole all of Dante's like possessions while Dante was gone.
What?
And, no, his brother took all of Dante's shit when Dante went away. And then when Dante wants to come back and get his stuff and like, move back into Florence, his entire family had like a political campaign against Dante coming back. So Dante hates this guy. 100% hates this guy. Like they the royal family
that got foreclosed on and like storage wars. Filippo Argenti came in and was like, I'll take his stuff.
I'll take it all. Exactly. Like no bidding either. They gave him the full Meghan Markle, what's her name? Meghan Markle treatment.
You're right. Like it is the first kind of like development in his character, but it's so weird as a character development for a hero to go from being compassionate to being like vindictive and like wanting to punish people, but yet having that be like a good arc, like they're growing and improving.
Yo, it's like a very intense, like emotional reaction to a person. Like it feels very much like emotional splitting. Like this guy slapped me one time and I hate him forever.
Yo, and it's kind of, I guess, like the fact that it's put in a good light is fitting, considering that like this book is at the end a very Christian, very Christian framing, and Christians are supposed to feel okay with the bad being punished because it's divine punishment. Yeah. So it's like, in a way, Dante is developing himself towards divinity because he's going to go to heaven. So it's like him.
I don't know. I get that. Like that, it all makes sense. But I think like when you compare it to the stories that we have today, like a Hollywood hero would never be like, hell yeah, punish them. Like
imagine like the Avengers, like Captain America's like, yeah, beat him. So I hate him. All right, beat Thanos. kick him. Like, oh man. Yeah, that's like that is pretty funny. Like I wonder if that's a time thing where at the time people were supposed to be more okay and not feel so much pity for the people that aren't, how do I say it? Like I wonder if there was a standard of always being good versus actively wanting people to get punished for being bad. But in Dante's case, he definitely thinks that's the right way to go. It's like, stop feeling bad for people that suck. Which is not bad life advice, I'm not gonna lie.
Sometimes you gotta know when to bail and just give up on someone, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
What?
There we go.
I don't think that's the moral here we should take away.
I think that's a practical.
Like these people shouldn't be forgiven and they cannot improve, and we should hate them now. Like that's what it's.
That's basically it.
Yeah, no. I'm not saying that's not what the text is saying. I'm just saying that's not the moral that we should be advocating.
That shouldn't be our conclusion.
It's also just whack because like Dante is the narrator and the character, and so the character development that happens is the one that Dante himself thinks should happen or wants to happen. And like to Dante, hating Filippo Argenti and wanting him to suffer is like pretty easy thing for him to want. You know, like it's not really like development of the person. It's you know, like Dante's not using this work to kind of like process his own character development. He's like, I'm fine. I already know what everything should be, and
y'all don't understand.
Listen.
Yo.
So it's just really interesting, and it's interesting too that Virgil has this big reaction because Dante's like, go away, jerk. And Virgil's like, yes, Dante, you got it. You finally understand.
Finally.
And like to the point where he like grabs him by both his shoulders and kisses him on the cheek. And it's like, yes, Dante, you're so great.
You're so. Oh, man. This is Dante trying to prove himself to himself. It's so weird.
Yeah. It's so weird thinking about Dante himself writing this book about himself doing all these things and like having character development that's basically just him like behaving consistently with his own self in reality.
Yup. Yup.
Yeah, it's interesting.
The existence of the book is like weird in that way. It's like,
especially when we get to like purgatory and paradise where it's like, I'm going up to heaven and hang out with all the cool guys.
Yeah.
And like now that I'm thinking of it, like, so to like kind of sidetrack a little, I guess this could also be interpreted as like Dante's been in hell for a while now, and hell is changing him. Like this is actually not. I mean, it's framed as a good thing. Too. And like being in hell is eventually starting to get to him, and now he's starting to lose pity. He's starting to lose compassion. Maybe that's what he was shooting for. I mean, overall, he seems to be loving it. Don't get me wrong; he really does hate everybody.
I think that would make sense as to why it's more of like a faster switch. You know,
just kind of happened.
It's like, oh, we've gotten like pretty deep into hell now, so start to be like affected by. Yeah,
like he's getting kind of like used to seeing people suffering, and now that he's seeing people that he hates, he's like, well, you deserve it.
You know what, you should just get this. Everyone else is doing it. You should do it too.
Yeah.
Yo.
Herd mentality.
Just herd mentality.
Too, that's really relevant is a lot of Dante's political treatises. He was like, a good ruler has to be ruthless sometimes and has to like put the good of his country or his general people or the common good ahead of the good of individuals. And so like basically Dante's entire thesis on government was that like a perfect ruler would be a representation of how God rules in heaven and on earth. And so like punishment for doing wrong is entirely justified because that's the only way to keep a society moral and just. And so like part of his character journey in a way is him like demonstrating the values that he has for politics.
Right.
I guess it makes sense for this one to like kind of spark that change. And I wonder if that's like, you know, this guy slighted Dante personally, but like all of these people slighted God personally. Like they that like God got hurt by.
God's like, oh, you hurt me.
Yeah.
Go to hell.
I don't like you.
But yeah, it's like this is like so Dante gets it now. It's like, oh, okay, so like all these people hurt hurt God in a similar way, and like that's why they're here.
Right.
Like, oh, Dad's angry.
Yo,
We don't mess with his stuff.
you don't mess with his stuff. Stop touching his stuff. Like another thing, like, you know, like on a similar vein, like Dante was type kind of love in hell. Besides the fainting and like, you know, being like, oh my god, oh my god. But like, you know, he was having a pretty decent time. But yeah, as you said, like now he finally gets what hell is, and he's finally realizing where he is. So I guess yeah, finally understands what God's trying to do.
Yeah, definitely. He's like, I get it now.
I get it, God. Got you, man. He's like, God's like, word.
I got you, man.
Got you, baby. I'm picking up what you're putting down. God.
So Dante's like, I hope this guy gets drowned in this gross swamp. And Virgil's like, oh, don't worry, bet he will. Soon after this, I saw the muddy people making such havoc of him that therefore I still give praise and render thanks to God. So Filippo gets kicked into the water, and all these like other people that are down there just like drag him in with them. They were all shouting
At Filippo Argenti.
At Filippo Argenti.
the spirit
there was
of the
echo in the room.
whole floor turning, meanwhile his teeth against himself. So he's just like gnawing. We left him. Of him I therefore tell no more. But on mine ears there smote a wail, hence I, intent ahead, unbar mine eyes. And again, like Filippo Argenti just like biting him out his own self, like, you know, ripping his own flesh with his teeth. It's like indicative of he had so much wrath in life, and he was just like constantly slapping people and stabbing people and whatever, that in death now he's directing that wrath back towards himself as he deserves.
That's just oof.
The kindly teacher said,
Now, son, at last the town, whose name is Dis, is drawing near with all its host of burdened citizens.
and I said,
Teacher, clearly I behold its mosques already in that valley there, vermilion, as if issuing out of fire.
and he to me,
The eternal fire within, which keeps them burning, maketh them look red, and thou perceivest in this nether hell.
So Dante's like, I see a whole bunch of mosques in this town that we're approaching, and they look red. And Virgil's like, it's because they're all filled with fire.
I have a question. A mosque's a mosque, right? Like, I'm not confusing what he's trying to say.
Yeah, it's basically, it's like Dante's using the word mosque because Dante doesn't really understand Islam.
I was gonna say
He's basically using it to mean like
minarets
and exotic looking temples.
Oh, that's kind of cool. Okay. Oh, that would make sense. Okay, that's cool.
But he's kind of describing the architecture a little bit more than the function.
I see. I was gonna say like, well, like there's a whole circle for Muslims on hell like that.
How weird would it be if there was a circle in hell for a different religion that included temples of worship for that religion, but you could still attend while in hell?
But the temple is on fire the whole time.
Yeah, because it's like if you're in hell and then they're like, hey, sorry, you picked the wrong one, but if you want to keep...
You should keep praying, but it's going to be burning the whole time. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. That would be really weird.
As your punishment, you just have to go to a service, and the service lasts eternity. You never get
Oh my God. See, that's in the Islam hell. That's what happens to Christians. It's just mass forever. It's always Sunday at 10 a.m.
Thereout we came inside the trenches deep, which fortify that region comfortless. To me, its walls appeared to be of iron. Not without going first a long way round, we came to where the boatmen cried aloud to us,
Get out, for here the entrance is.
Get out, you're where I'm supposed to take you.
Get out, I've done my job.
Yeah.
Well, again, like every single person, demon, whatever that Dante meets is like, you don't belong here.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he does.
Oh,
Get
yo.
out of the way.
You're like, oh, okay. No
Yeah,
problem.
there's not much resistance there.
Yeah,
Everyone's are just like, no, it's fine. They're like, okay.
Okay.
fine then.
He just rolls with it, dude. Wait, so I have a question.
Yeah.
So this is the river Styx, right?
So Styx was a marsh in this.
So what are they on? Because like, is Phlegyas Charon?
No, because Charon was earlier.
Charon was earlier.
Yeah, Phlegyas is like a separate guy.
This is a different
because-
body of water.
But
You know?
in the beginning it says Styx.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what is it referring
But
to?
so
Then?
Styx will be later in the chapter.
Oh, okay. I was confused. All right.
But this is just one of the many rivers. Hold on, let me see if I can.
One of the many rivers. There's a bunch of rivers in hell.
It's really not very on fire at all.
Actually, yeah. It's actually hell is 70% water.
Except for the mosques.
Except for the mosques.
Fire, yeah.
They're on fire. Sorry about that one.
Yeah, so they are on Styx, but it is like a swamp.
Oh, I see. They're in
Oh,
a
okay.
swamp level of Styx.
Yeah.
Got it.
Oh, yeah. So basically, the boat gets to the other side and it's like, this is where you're going. This is where you want to go, huh? Get out of my boat.
It's like a salty Uber driver.
Salty Uber driver. Imagine every time you get out, you're where you are.
But I expect 5 stars.
I expect 5 stars. No.
It's just like the train arriving and it's like, Park Street, get out.
That'd be so good. Like, sit your ass down. All right, get out. Phenomenal.
More than 1,000 are the gates I saw of those that from the heavens had reigned, who, vexed, were saying,
Who is he that without death is going through the kingdom of the dead?
and my wise teacher thereupon made signs of wishing to have private talk with them. Their great disdain they somewhat and said,
Come thou alone and let him go his way. These are spirits, right? I'm not making a dumb voice for
so
nothing.
these are fallen angels.
Oh, well.
How appropriate.
Oh, come down. Who with such daring entered this domain? Let him retrace alone his foolish road and try it if he can, for thou shalt here remain. That him so dark a land did strow.
So basically all of these like fallen angels see Virgil and are like, what are you doing leading this guy through hell? Like there isn't supposed to be alive people here. Why don't you come hang out with us and let him find his own way and see what happens then? See if he can find his way back or through. I don't think he can. How do you think Dante is going to react to these creepy angels?
He's gonna be like, wait, what? Don't leave me.
Don't leave me.
I need my teacher.
He's gonna be really codependent for sure.
Yeah.
Think, reader. And here again, like there's that exhortation to the reader, which is very Greek classics.
Right.
Think, reader, whether I lost heart on hearing those cursed words, for I did not believe that I should ever return on earth again.
Now Dante is like, specifically, I want you to think about how this made me feel
Like, please.
before I keep telling you about it.
Yeah, that's a really unnecessary setup. I was thinking.
It's just very important for him to tell everybody that he thought that he was gonna stay in hell forever.
This is like, yeah, really, guys, I really felt like it. Like, trust me. Oh, my dear leader, who has made me safe more than 7 times and extricated me from serious dangers which I had to face. Forsake me not.
Said I.
When so undone, if further progress be denied to us, let us at once retrace our steps together. Oh my God, that's fantastic.
That Lord then, who had brought me thither, said,
Be not afraid, for none can take from us our passage, since by such such and 1 it is given.
Such an ore. Tis given.
But thou await me here, and with good hope nourish and comfort thou thy weary soul, for I'll not leave thee in the netherworld. Gotcha, dude. Again.
Dante's like, please don't leave me. I need you. You saved me 7 times. And Virgil's like, how many times do I have to tell you? Like, these things can't hurt you. You're not dead. And Dante's like, I need you. And Virgil's like, I'm just going to go up there and talk to those creeps, and then I'm going to come right back. But I'm telling you, you can't be hurt by these things. The only thing that can hurt you is Satan, and we're not even halfway there yet.
Oh, man. I kind of like that, like, sorry, but like Dante's been like, oh, it was real, guys, but like Virgil's like, bro, none of this is real. Like, stop.
It's real. It just doesn't have any bearing on Dante because Dante's not dead and he's not being punished in hell yet.
Right.
It's scary to see, but like at this point, Dante's kind of vibing with it. He's like, oh, Filippo gets punished. That's cool.
Oh, yeah. This is my kind of place.
It's pretty obvious, like, everyone's like, Dante, you're so good. You don't belong here.
You shouldn't be here. Dante's like, I know.
But I also know that, sorry, I wanted to say, like, 7 is sometimes in classics and the Bible, like, a number that just means, like, a lot. Like, oh, I was waiting for 70 million years for this to open. You know, like, they would just use 7 sometimes. It does not seem like big enough to be an exaggeration.
Right.
That's what they would do. So that's probably what he means there. Like, it probably wasn't exactly 7 times, but it was just like, you've saved me so many times since I've been here. Like,
Yeah,
Well, he in fact says more than 7 times.
there we are.
Yeah,
So
Times. Like,
yeah, that could be any number above 7. I think 7 is just maybe the highest Dante can count to.
I mean, but like 7, I like that you mentioned the words, like the number 7. Like, there is something weird about 7. I feel like,
Like, is that where several comes from?
maybe I know that
quite plausible.
there's this whole thing in the Bible where they're like, Jesus, like, how many times should I forgive someone? And he's like, 7. How many times should I forgive him something? Oh man, there's a whole lot to it. But then he's like 7 times 7 times. 7, whatever.
Like 777.
You just
There's
keep
also like, is there also like a gambling thing, like the lucky number 7?
777.
Also, like in Buddhism, 7 is lucky. Supposed to represent Buddha. In Japan, it's lucky. Yeah, 7's sick. One thing to get away from this: 7 best number.
Like this video if you like 7.
or
Like,
convince us wrong in the comments.
yes. Do you have a better number in mind?
We would love to figure out what the best number is.
Yeah,
Like
dude,
this video 7 times.
wait, does that work?
No, yeah, it does.
Oh, it does work, yes. Like this video 7 times.
Well, just make 7 accounts and like it with all of them. It's fine.
Ooh.
That's the best one. Like it all done once.
Like this video and get 7 of your friends to like it as well.
Oh, chain letter.
Otherwise, you will die.
Let's make a pyramid scheme.
Let's make a pyramid scheme. Classics and pyramid schemes.
Yeah. Yeah, good. Very good. Okay.
I'm lost.
Start sending us $7 bills.
Now I'm remembering, like, and I don't know if this is just a lyric from a song or if it's like based in anything, but there's a song that's like, the devil is 6 and God is 7. Does anybody know the song that I'm talking about?
No. I know like 7 red snappers, but like
Yeah, that's actually a really good song.
that's my favorite.
I wish that it would drop on Spotify.
Oh my gosh, me too.
It's in the works, dude. The red snapperilla, dude.
We're gonna do a part 2 this year for Christmas carols.
Oh my god.
Really should.
Yeah.
Snap Inferno, dude.
What?
Happening. In the river Styx, there were 6 snappers. No, 7. No, 8.
Okay, but are they on fire?
There were
4
more-
fiery snappers, 3
Fire snappers.
3 gluttonous snappers.
Snappers.
There's a snapper for every sin.
3 gluttonous slap.
Oh.
5 silver snappers. Oh, Jim.
Okay.
We lost.
I think it's time to continue through hell.
Thus,
Way. So Virgil's like, I'm going to go talk to those dudes. Thus goes his way, and there abandons me. My tender father and I in doubt remain. For yes and no contend within my head. I could not hear what he proposed to them, but with them there he did not long remain, for each in rivalry ran back within. They closed the gates, those enemies of ours, right in my master's face, who stayed outside and walking with slow steps returned to me. His eyes were downcast and his eyebrows shorn of all self-trust, and as he sighed, he said,
Who has forbidden me the homes of pain?
it's you again.
Oh, me still?
I think so.
Why would they separate it?
Really good question.
it's kind of because the first one he's just like muttering to himself, and the second he's actually saying Dante.
Yeah, that's like his under the breath kind of thing.
Okay. Though I get angry, be not thou dismayed.
He said to me,
For I shall win the fight, whatever defense stir be made within. This insolence of theirs is nothing new, for at a gateway less concealed than this, they used it once, which still is lockless found. Death's scroll thou sawest over it, and now this side of it, one such descends the slope, crossing the rings unguided, that through him the city will be opened onto us.
So Virgil's like, well, this sucks. All these angel jerks locked us out of the city, and I don't know how to get in, but don't worry too much, because there's one guy that already busted his way through the main gate of hell and busted his way all the way down through hell and then went up to heaven. Guess who that was?
Jesus?
So he's like,
good old Jazo.
So like, we can make it through too. It's fine.
You can do anything Jesus can do.
What would
Better. Anything Jesus can do, I can do better.
Oh, I can do better.
I can do anything better than you.
I can do anything better than Jesus. Oh man, I guess it's just kind of funny to me how like he's mad. He's like, I want to go to homes of pain. Like, why not? Why can't we just go to the homes of pain with my friends?
Who has forbidden me the homes of pain?
What? It's so unfair.
Like, I'm in hell. I live in hell. Why can't I go there?
Yeah, it's like up until this point, like they've had a lot of like weird people that they've interacted with, and like a lot of obstacles that went through. But like Virgil swabbed his way through everything. Like Charisma rolled his way through every single person they got across. Like he's talked his way through everything. But then when it comes to this door, these angels are like, nah, because like it's like Giga Chad land. Like they don't have no time for Virgil's nonsense. They don't buy it. And now Virgil's like, bro, what do I do though?
Well, and part of that is the fallen angels. Like, basically the whole reason they're here is they decided that they weren't beholden to God anymore. Like, they didn't want to follow his rules. And so they got kicked out. So they're like doing their own thing. Everyone else that we've met, like Charon, Phlegyas, all these other bros that we've met in hell have basically been direct servants of God, because they're like, we are making they're basically jailers that work for the prison system. And then this is like a rival gang that's like, you can't come to our cell block.
Right, which is fair.
And they're like, they don't work for the system. They work for, like, they're doing things for themselves.
Like, this is our turf. And I was like curious about this whole like interaction, because like when I first read it, I was like, why? Like, what is the deal? And like I saw like online, one website was saying that this is actually supposed to be like an allegory to how Virgil and humans can use like logic, reason, wisdom their way through most situations until it comes to something that's like unsurmountable, like these angels and like this whole city that they can't enter, and how they will require like divine intervention to get through, which is like supposed to foreshadow what's happening in the next couple chapters. That was one of the interpretations. I don't know to what extent it's true because I don't understand it that well, but that was something that people be saying.
We could talk about this chapter and how it fits into the amusement park.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't really.
Well, this one is like more of a water ride, right? Again.
Yeah.
There is a water ride. I mean, first of all,
this is like the splash pad.
Well, I guess we did say this is like an Uber ride. So that could be.
This is just the bus.
It's like the one, yeah, you have to take it from the parking lot to the doors, but we're like, you had to go back out. That's
Yo.
You had to go back to your car for some reason.
Yeah, and the bus driver's like really angry when he first meets you. It's like, roar! And you're like, oh, okay.
Or it's like the Jungle Cruise in Disney.
Oh,
Like on a boat, and it's like a bunch of just like animals that like pretend to attack you, and they're robots and such.
And then just like Filippo Argenti like coming into the boat and then getting pulled back and like ripped apart by his own teeth.
Yo. Like, there's just this one actor that shows up and it will like slaps him one by one. Whacks him in the face.
Holy cow.
That'd be pretty great.
Oh,
We'll give him like a chin guard or something so he doesn't die. But yeah, every person that passes has to slap him across the face as they're coming full speed. Oh man, that actor will get paid a lot. That actor's gonna be like most of our budget. Hiring a person.
They're like, hey, all we need to do is hang out by the water all day.
All day and get slapped.
That's it. And they're like, well,
Wow.
that's most of the job. They're
Yeah,
like, well,
every now and then throw a slap in there.
like every single time a boat goes past, you're just gonna get slapped 16 times.
So, we have no control over it. It's just what happened in hell. I'm so sorry.
If you want to take it up with Dante, that's your prerogative.
That's your problem.
Are you saying that you don't like classic literature?
Right. Like here at 666 Flags, we want to create an immersive experience. You know, you have to be fully in the part.
I thought you had dedication to your craft, but I guess not.
I thought you were an act. Emotionally abuse the hell out of this one guy.
Physically abused.
Close to abuse. Well, I bet you if you make it $20 an hour, there are going to be some homies. There's going to be some applications coming.
Oh no, there are people who do.
That's your price to get
I
slapped.
just go all around the children at the amusement park.
Oh. I thought we were already thinking about like children. It's like, yeah, families that are going to helping amusement park.
Bring your family to hell.
Bring your family to hell. Oh man, it's an eternal flame of joy.
what if it's tied up to like, you know, the strongman thing where you like ding the bell, but it's like how hard can you slap this man? And if you slap him hard,
He's just like down on the ground with his cheek up. You're like, all right. Like, ding. Okay, he hurts.
and there's just a sign next to him that says, "Don't feel bad for this man. He just
Feel bad for it.
You also have the Filippo Argenti experience. It's just like a carousel, but all the horses' shoes are silver.
They're
And
all
then
silver.
randomly you just steal people's stuff.
as you're going around, you just grab that."
Yeah, like when you're in the amusement park, Filippo Argenti comes out, takes your stuff from your car,
Oh my god.
takes all your belongings.
Replace your tires with silver tires.
Just yeah, pimps out your ride. The original exhibit. So I'm trying to get this bug out. Bug, come out.
Yeah, earlier on, did you catch and release a bug, or is that the same
Yeah,
bug?
there's just so many of them.
Are you being swarmed by bugs?
Yeah, I didn't take out my trash this week, so now it's Bug City.
Are you
Alright.
a circle of hell, the one with all the bugs?
The one with all the bugs.
Are the worms eating your blood?
Yeah, dude, they're eating my blood because I was gluttonous with my food, my trash.
Oh, Hey, for that one, we could have done a drink with mezcal and blood orange juice.
I'm drinking blood orange right now.
Oh, look at that. That's crazy.
Wow.
Like, I'm a worm and I drink your blood orange juice.
I'm a worm.
And some
Wait,
honey for
mezcal?
the wasps.
What about wasps?
Some honey for the wasps.
Oh.
Like that chapter, the one where they're like outside of hell, there's some good drink concoctions there.
Mm.
Yeah, you could put a gummy worm in as like a little flourish on the rim.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell
I
yeah.
don't know why we haven't been saying that this whole book.
Can you just edit that in?
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Ah, hell yeah. Like it. Comment on it. Subscribe to it. Let us know. What do you hate?